So we're here at our head office in Melbourne. I'm joined by John Edwards, who's joined us from the UK for this week of meetings with the Executive Management Group and other team members here in Australia. John's the CEO of the IFA in the UK, which forms part of the IPA Group. And for those members who may not be aware, but back on the 1st of January 2015, the IPA and the IFA came together to form the world's largest SME and SMP focused accounting organisation. So John heads up the business for us in the UK and is doing a great job with the team on the ground in the UK. And it's been a very interesting process. We've had a very solid period of integration and bringing the two organisations together. It's never an easy thing for those members who have been involved in mergers and acquisitions. It's always a complex process, but we've been brought together really by the same culture. Our members in Australia and members in the UK and throughout Asia all share a similar passion for small business, which made the transition a lot easier. So, John, I thought it'd be interesting just to hear from your point of view and to give members a sense of the origins and the history of the IFA.
Okay, Andrew. The IFA has been around for a good number of years. In fact, this year will be the centenary of the IFA, as you're aware, and we'll be celebrating that event in September. But the Institute has been on a similar journey, the IFA has been on a similar journey to the IPA in that it's gone through that the 100 years, has gone through a number of name changes, which is sort of reflected where the accountancy world has been going in and been evolving. But it's always remained focused on that SME, and that is where we put all our efforts and support our members, whether they're in practice or in business.
Yeah. So the UK market itself, I mean, give us a feel of what the UK market's like for the accounting profession.
The UK market, in regards to professional bodies, is saturated. I think if you can compare the UK with other parts of the world, we have got the four biggest accountancy bodies being the ICAEW, the Institute of Chartered Accountants of England and Wales. We've got the ACCA, we've got CIMA, and we've got CITFA, who are the key main players in the world. But as well as that, we've got a good number of smaller bodies, which I would say is our main competitors within the UK market. And we're all sort of looking to recruit those up-and-coming accountants in small business and in practice, and so it's hard, and it's a challenging market.
And so, point of view of a target market then, I mean, we know in Australia the target market is a smaller practitioner, the small business focus. Is it fair to say that's the same target market in the UK?
It's the same target market. We're looking to engage more with employers. They all have finance functions. We very much focus on the needs and wants of an SME rather than the audit requirements, and so that's where our main focus is.
So, John, one of the commitments we made during the member integration and member consultation process was actually to move the office from Sevenoaks in Kent to central London. So how's that office move been perceived by members?
I think that's been perceived as a very, very positive move. Most of our business was in London. We spend a lot of time travelling backwards and forwards, as well as other parts of the UK, obviously. But the members have seen it as a major positive. We're in there with the other accountancy bodies and other stakeholders, and we're in the heart of things. So we do get a lot of members now coming in and visiting us in our offices. The offices are now more fit for purpose as well, so the staff there are enjoying life in London.
And as we know, John, throughout the course of the integration, we've had this focus on we collectively call it the manifesto. The commitment was made to members around enhanced member services, and we had as accountants, of course, we love the formula of 1 + 2 + 3, being one member with two designations with 3 key member benefits. One of those benefits is enhanced member value. As part of this conversation and pathway we're on, we talk about CPD and educational offerings. Where are we at from the point of view of enhancing the education offerings in the UK?
Right, well, I think members will see from the new website that was launched recently that we've made massive steps in increasing the support functions for members. We've got a number of new strategic partners where we're developing more technical support and more CPD products and services. So we want to make sure we're adding value to the members, and that's why they want to be with us. It needs to be relevant, and that's the key. So members will see, and hopefully they're seeing already, the changes that we're making in that area.
And one of the things we've talked about is the prospect of online education, and it's easier to say than it is to do, and so we know that's of interest, I know, to members in Australia and other markets, but particularly in the UK. So that's a matter I know that we're working on.
Yeah. The online side is the way forward. We've been before we came together, we were struggling in respect of our database, our infrastructure. It wasn't fit for purpose in that sense. Now we've got the technology to enable us to deliver more in the way of webinars and also other ways of helping people to learn.
Yeah, and it's an interesting point you make, because the infrastructure, the back office side of things, when members in Australia would say, well, yeah, I'm a suburban accountant, I'm running my practice, small practice, how is it relevant to me to have a partnership now in place in the UK? And I suppose members in the UK may well be saying the same thing, apart from jibes about cricket and sport and so forth. But in terms of the member value to having integrated back office, we're really talking about, obviously, the IPA systems now driving IFA services in many ways. Would that be fair to say?
Yeah. That'd be very fair to say. We've been able to, if you like, re-engineer some of the business processes, some of the membership application processes, the student side of things. So we've got more available to us in the way of the technology. Also the data quality. We're able to segment and target our communications to the appropriate members, so members are not being deluged with too many emails about different things. We can actually focus where the efforts are required.
It's quite staggering that the science that can go into targeting messaging, which is fantastic. I mean, nobody wants to be receiving a barrage of emails, which is really important, and part of that is also driving traffic towards the website. So you mentioned before the new IFA website infrastructure. So how is that tracking?
Again, it's a new look and feel website. The brand is retained within that new website, and people should be able to move around the website and find things a lot easier than they were in the previous one. But again, we've taken the opportunity to really focus on what is of value to members. It's going to evolve. There's new things that's going to happen there. But it's a good starting point.
I know one of the pieces of feedback we get from members in Australia and IPA members themselves is that they're getting great value out of looking at the IFA magazine. And one of the features in the IFA magazine recently was the big story about the centenary. So just give us a bit of a feel of what's in store for the centenary celebration. So no fireworks up the Thames, John?
Well, you say that. We're very fortunate that we've got an event on the 12th of September at the House of Commons, and we've hopefully got the terrace suite there and overlooking the Thames, so that's good news. And we've got various people from government, HM Treasury, various stakeholders, other professional bodies, all the people that we deal with, as well as members, not only from the UK but from our international side of things as well. So it should be quite a good event. And locally, we're looking at the branches. We've got about 17 branches throughout the UK, and they are going to be running individual events between now and the end of this year.
And one of the things as well from the IPA perspective is that we're actually hosting an IPA board meeting in London. And I know members will be saying, well, what's that going to cost us? But it's important to note that, of course, IFA board members are actually self-funding their own travel to the UK to celebrate both the centenary but also the IPA board meeting. So that's going to be interesting.
That was excellent news. We've got the full board coming over, and it will be a great chance for them to meet our branch chairs and engage with other stakeholders as well. So it's fantastic.
And we know, John, one of the big topics that members were focused on and still are focused on is, when are we going to secure a Royal Charter? And we did commit to investigate the prospects of a Royal Charter, but just talk us through the aspects and the issues around a Royal Charter and where are we at?
I think with the Royal Charter, it is a process that you need to get right first time. You don't get two bites of the cherry. We've taken we've reviewed where we are with our current processes and our systems, and we know that we've got a few areas of gaps of what we've got to do to complete that. So it's a question of making sure we get the process right before we take it forward.
Yeah, and I think when we set out on this the process of the integration, we said to members that we will commit to investigating the process of Royal Charter, which we've done. We've got the feedback, we've got the consultant's report to say here's what's required. Right. And I think the challenge is, I think one of the key indicators is to identify something that's unique.
Yes.
You've got to have a unique market, and so we've got to make sure that we build that story and narrative, but it is something we remain absolutely committed to across the group to advance. It was a commitment made, and we're going to stand by it.
That's correct, yes.
So John, there's a lot going on in this space. There's a lot going on in the UK. Mm-hmm. Suffice to say, a little bit of celebration of Team GB's success over Australia at the Olympics.
A few goals, yes.
Yeah, not that we talk sport these days. But I think from the point of view of the IPA and from a broader group perspective, we're very pleased with the way integration's going. And I think for members, we'll see as the months and the years tick by, that enhancement of member value, both for UK members but also for Australian-based members. At the core of this really is about providing a pathway for students coming into the profession. So it's not necessarily about members of today, it's about the members of tomorrow.
Future.
So that if you're a member in Australia, in the UK or in Asia, and you join, you've now got a membership pathway that will take you to either Australia, throughout Asia, or now to the UK. So that's really what this is about, and with a particular focus, a policy focus on small business. So we're going to have a bit more to say about the commitment of the group to the policy space in the UK, certainly around the centenary. So encourage all members to look at our social media channels to keep track of that. But John, thanks very much for joining us and for sharing your insights about the path that we've been on, and for all the work that the team are doing also in the UK as part of the broader IPA group, the one family, but flying the two flags. Yeah. So thanks, John.
No, thank you, Andrew.
Good on you.